All right, we're gonna try this again. I just dumped the sand back in there, and I added a little bit of sodium bicarbonate to lower the melting point. Okay guys, we're gonna try this test one more time with diesel. I'm not gonna give up that easy. The simple fact that we witnessed our crucible is not gonna withstand the 3,000 degrees in the first place. We're just gonna go ahead and do a sample with 80% sodium bicarbonate. I don't have any of the substances we talked about in the email on hand. So we're gonna give this a little try just to see how fast we can melt this batch. Okay, wow, that is screaming hot. Woo! So there's 1 hour exactly. This is our 1 hour on diesel. It's got quite a bit of glass on the sidewall there. This is not what I would call a melted pot of glass, but it was headed in that direction for sure. You can see how glassy we're getting there. Like I said, this is not supposed to be a fast process. I think we just need to switch to propane. Personally, I really don't want to run this thing longer than an hour. Unless you guys are, depends on how much time you guys want or have. If you've got more time than money, diesel might be the way to go. I think I'm just going to leave this thing on here. We'll do one more test run with the crucible on propane. And we'll see what happens from there. It's still so hot, this thing can't read it. Okay, here's some GoPro footage of the pot. You can see there, we literally started melting clay pot. I don't know if that's from me stabbing into the sidewall with the butter knife or not. That could be. We'll take a look at this with another camera. But this is just 1 hour, so I guarantee had we given it another hour at least, we would have had some glass, molten glass in here. We're getting close. I only bought 2 gallons of diesel is why I stopped, guys. Okay, so one thing I am noticing right off the bat is that this crucible is insulating big time. That's one of the reasons it's taken so long. I mean, we did this in 9 minutes before on one of the last tests. That's a big chunk of glass right there. That was in just 9 minutes because we weren't like so insulated. It just takes time for the thermal energy to pass through the glass itself and the walls of this crucible. So after just 1 hour on diesel, we were definitely headed that direction. This crucible was not gonna survive though. Look at that. So much for the graphite crucible. This was a clay graphite. Looks like icing, but it is glass. So given another hour, like I said, I stopped the test only because I only got 2 gas cans and I ran out of diesel. I don't have any waste oil, and I don't think it would get the temperatures we want. You can melt iron with waste oil, but I don't know about glass. It'd be a nice experiment, but I just don't have any waste oil on hand. Look at that. So this is 1 hour, and this was about 20% sodium bicarbonate, which isn't probably an ideal mixture. I don't know that for sure. I have a theory of why adding a substance to the sand reduces its melting point. I'm not sure, but I think what is actually happening is that the lower melting point substance will first melt, and then because it's a liquid, a very hot liquid, it can literally dissolve the sand the same way hot water might dissolve sand, or you know, some other hot substance. That's just a theory. I could be wrong, but here's the scoop, guys. We can try the test again for 4 hours if you want to. We need to make a decision on this. I need your guys' input. Do we want to try this for 4 hours? Most people online are doing this for 6 to 12 hours with propane burners, but that's a lot of propane. I'm thinking we try this again with a better crucible, one that isn't so thick and that isn't made out of this garbage here. Well, it's not garbage, it's only rated for 2,700 degrees. So that's proof that we're well over 2,700 degrees. I think we should try it again on diesel for 4 hours and see if we get actual melted liquid before we go to propane. But I almost just want to switch to propane right now and get it over with. But I'm looking for the long haul here, you know. You guys are going to have to buy propane tanks, all that stuff. You probably have to buy 2 tanks, maybe even more. I could totally see it taking like 4 tanks. So I don't want to put you through that. So I'm thinking we should try a 4-hour diesel run with a better crucible here. But this is getting kind of expensive. I'm buying crucibles and burning all this diesel. So why don't we get together and make a decision? Do we want to just go straight for propane? Do we not like what we're seeing? We're expected for this to take up to 6 hours, okay? So I'm gonna shut up. I'm babbling at this point. Okay, fellas, so we need to do some serious soul searching here on which direction we want to take here. Do we want to go ahead and try the 4-hour diesel test? I think it'd be worth it. Here's one of the reasons I think it'd be worth it. We were pretty much boiling steel in 9 minutes. Now, I saw bubbles in boiling. Maybe it was just burning and off-gassing, but you can see the bubbles. There's one right there that like burst. So we did this in 9 minutes with diesel fuel. So that's proof that in 9 minutes we hit 2,400 degrees Fahrenheit. And I think that's a valid reason to say that because down the road, the diesel is going to save you a lot of money and time. You might have to either connect more than one tank at once, which would require even more hardware, or you're going to have to swap tanks to maintain this type of energy on a propane tank. Ask anyone who's ever run a large output foundry, and they're going to agree with that notion. But it's getting a little expensive at this point, but for the simple fact, here's what's going to happen if we go propane. Hooking up a single propane tank and then expecting it to run 4 hours is out of the question. Not only will that tank boil off at these gas rates, and you'll have to swap, but I think we'd probably be burning up a tank that fast. When you're using large amounts of propane like we will be, the propane liquid inside the tank begins to boil, and that boiling absorbs tremendous amounts of heat, so much that ice will form on the tanks, and this results in a drastic reduction of internal pressure of the tanks, so much so that you may not even be able to maintain the torch at the proper operating parameters. We might have to swap tanks in the middle of this, which would require you to automatically have to have 2 tanks on hand. So what are those tanks, like $35 I think to get one filled up, or to get one that's full? I could be wrong on the cost. It might be as high as $50 for a propane tank. I'll double check that for you, but I know it's like $15 to refill a propane tank, and you get 4 gallons for that. So it is hotter, but like I said, there's the equipment. I'd have to add another $50 to the price of the burner for the regulator, the hoses, and the fittings and all that jazz, and not to mention the propane tanks themselves. You may need as many as 3 propane tanks on hand to do this. Even that could be a pretty lousy estimate. You might even need more. I don't know for sure, but in my past experience, I can tell you propane is going to get expensive down the road, just for the simple fact you may have to spend $150 on propane tanks, just getting 3 tanks. So I'm gonna think about this. What I'll have to do is go buy like a 10-gallon gas tank or something to get that much diesel to my shop here, because I'm not accustomed to doing runs that long. So watch the video, fellas. Tell me what you think, and we'll go from there. Do we want to just go straight to propane because it would be faster? I think we could probably pull it off in half the time these other people are doing it in, because these burners are high velocity burners. They're not your average spud burner. So we'll go from there. Let me know what you think, and appreciate everybody's comments too. You guys have been giving some pretty good input, so thanks.